He'll bring it out. It's Santiago. Not nearly as much as he'd hoped when he brought it out of the end zone. He'll be stopped at the 15. They'll run it with Wilson. And he is just engulfed at the line by this giant defensive tackle. Let's talk for just a second about Texas Tech. You start the season top 25. Clearly expectations are flying your way, but with that might come some roadblocks.
Well, I think you got to take every week and every opponent one at a time. The number beside your name doesn't matter right now. The number matters late in the season. So you want to start the season fast. You want to be gelling on offense and on defense. I think that's the challenge early here.
Absolutely. Figuring out who you are. Obviously some talented pieces, well thought of in the top 25, but a lot of season to go out and prove it. Day one, game one. Make that first impression.
He almost picked up the first down on that one, but he'll be just a little bit short.
It's so important that this offense is able to stay on schedule. What that means is keeping third downs manageable. That last completion to the tight end accomplished just that. Really nice play call.
And the Red Raiders come to the line on 3rd and short, hoping to keep the drive alive. To the air, it's Hammond. Makes the grab. That one could really put this drive into high gear as they have a first down at the 37. And on that 3rd and short, I don't think he was unhappy to see that zone.
Nope, it's a great job by the offense. Hey, see where the holes in the zone are? Sit down. You only need a little bit of yards on this 3rd down. Get the conversion. Move the sticks.
The Red Raiders with the 1st and 10. The toss sweep to the right. And they picked up 9 on 1st down. It'll bring up 2nd and short. Guys, let's think big picture about Texas Tech. The portal can work wonders if you have specific holes to fill. Breathe a little new life and energy into the program. David, these guys went in there, got a nice little haul that really could set them up for success this season.
They did, and they didn't go bonkers and go crazy, Jesse. I like how they just saw a couple guys that they thought fit their system, fit their culture, and now they're bringing them in so they can rise the tide of this team.
Yeah, this feels like a curated roster, right? They only had a few holes that they had to fill up, but they went out, they put their effort into finding the right guy. They feel like they've upgraded their roster with just a few portal additions.
And the Red Raiders are marching down the field. Quarterback making checks. They'll try to get the edge with the toss play here. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage. It seems so inviting to try to get the ball outside, but this defense is so fast, you just end up running sideways.
And when you don't have any misdirection or something else to look at before you pitch that ball on the perimeter, a lot of times those guys can play even faster. They can see it right now. Those safeties fly up, those corners fly up, outside backers fly up, and get in the play immediately.
Throws for the tight end. On target to the left. Tight windows, no problem to grab the tackle, and it's first down in the red zone at the 10.
Man, these tight ends are such matchup nightmares. They can run so many different routes, and how about you throw in the corner route where you can throw it up to the big fella, where you've worked on your timing, you've moved him all over the field and had success. Great throw, great catch.
And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play.
Great job of contained by this defense. And in order to do that, the end man on the line of scrimmage defensively has got to be able to set the point and force the football back into traffic. And that's exactly what happened there.
Defense rose up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a 2nd and long coming. They'll go with a direct snap. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage.
It's looking like they're going to have to try to throw this one into the end zone here on 3rd down, David. Quarterback's got to be careful. Can't get greedy because you know these windows, they close fast.
Extremely tight windows. Find your big body guys that you know can win in contested situations here on 3rd down.
Wants to throw for it on 3rd and goal. Max looking for the goal line. And he's in for the touchdown, but hang on just a second. There is a flag on the field. They're trying to cash in this long opening drive. The 9th play is 3rd and goal. He might want another play. Little over anxious out of the stands early, and it's a false start. Mental errors like that just kill drives. We'll see if they can overcome it. Third and goal, where defensive coordinators have to make a stand. Looking downfield, it's Hammond. Throws for the end zone. And it's caught. Touchdown, Red Raider. They're on the board first here in the season opener.
Man, it doesn't get any better than that. You script the first 10 plays, that was 10 plays. That was perfection. That was a touchdown. That's called good scouting, being ready for the football game, and executing to a T to start this game off.
Getting ready for the extra point after the first score of the game. And the extra point is good, and it's 7-0. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. He'll bring it out. It's Smith. Pulled down at the 18, and the decision to bring it out of the end zone was not a good one. They're going to throw it to start the drive. That's caught. It's Smith. Let's talk about Alabama. One of the big storylines coming into this year was the rising temperature of the coach's seat, and the process of cooling things off starts now.
All offseason, this coach has said the right things. I'm not worried about it. I'm not focused on it. I'm just worried about our team. But, David, let's be real. He's got to win games. There is an expectation at this program to win. And if he doesn't start fast this year, that hot seat's only going to get hot.
No, and then the chirping starts, and everybody's going to be talking about his job. The pressure builds, and then what happens? Sometimes you lose the locker room, so important to get off to a good start and try to quiet some of those haters and some of those doubters.
He'll step out of bounds right at the 35-yard line, and maybe they've got something cooking. They'll snap it on first down from the 35. They'll give it to the back. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that.
Great team defense on that one play. Everybody doing their job. People winning their one-on-ones, D linemen staying in their gaps, linebackers and DBs filling. You just can't do it better.
They got nothing on the last play. It's 2nd and 10. Intercepted! Oh, what a play! No real chance on the return, but they've got it at the 34.
Not all guys have the ability to break on the football, go make a play, and catch it. You play defense for a reason. A lot of the wide receivers are the ones that do most of the catching. Great job by the defense securing the INT.
Texas Tech has it back, and the Red Raider offense on its way to the field. Already a solid start to this one. Now back to work with this 7-0 lead. dropping back. It's Hammond. Fires to the wideout. Catch in the middle. It's Stone. And his molars are probably rattling after that big hit, but he did get the first down. Down to the 16-yard line. It's 1st and 10. Wilson on the carry. Stopped at the 13-yard line as the drive continues. Going to work in the red zone. They can't pick up the first down without getting it into the end zone. Back to pass. He's got it on the move. He's all the way down to the 2-yard line. Just spectacular execution there.
Well, they pick up the first against zone coverage. I think a big part of this for young quarterbacks out there is if you're going to be throwing into zone coverage, you got to throw on time. You can't stare down receivers because the entire defense has their eyes on you, so you can't telegraph where the ball's going. You've got to hold it to the very last possible second. Try to freeze defenders with your eyes and then throw the ball into open areas of the field, anticipating where your guy's going to be.
Trying to hit him with a quick game on first down and nothing doing there.
I like the idea by the quarterback there. You're trying to get this first down, so you find the tight end, see if he can make a guy miss or shake a tackle. Not able to get it done, though.
Okay, ready? That's the end of the period, and it's Texas Tech holding the lead. And after that first quarter, let's see if these guys can get back in the game in the second. Starting off this quarter close enough to smell the goal line. Looking for a path to the end zone to the right. And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, Red Raider.
And this offense is firing on all cylinders right now. Starting the year, game one, and creating a little bit of a pad and separation at the end of this first half. But you can see why so many people are really excited about this offense this season.
They're ready to kick it away, and this crowd is buzzing after that last score. The returner will field it and bring it back. He was looking for more running room, but none to be found as he stopped at the 23. Chance to see if they can answer that last score, trailing by 14, Jesse.
Yeah, and at this point in the game, I feel like offensively, you should go back to what's been working for you in this game. Don't be afraid to dial up plays that you've already had success with, running it and throwing it. It's okay to repeat plays down 14 at this point.
And I would also say, Palmer, kind of understanding that my defense is not playing great, so I know offensively I got to put some good possessions together here, make something happen on this side of the field.
Brought down at the 45 after a 15-yard pickup.
Really good-looking run. You know, you think about the legacy Alabama has at the running back position. It's ridiculous. Mark Ingram won a Heisman, obviously Derrick Henry, Josh Jacobs. I'm going to go back to Sean Alexander, who I played against back in the day, too. All these guys had speed. All these guys had vision and quickness. And this guy right here, he has all of those traits himself. Just another big-time talent in the Crimson Tide backfield.
And he was able to get away from one tackle, but plenty of help was on the way. Decent pickup on that play.
It's got to feel good as an offense knowing that early in the drive you can turn around, hand it off, get a push up front, and go get positive yardage.
Alabama with a multitude of options on second and short. From the shotgun, the inside give. Dragged down, but they'll move the sticks for a first down.
Well, it's not a home run, but it's just enough by the running back to move the chains.
Alabama rolling quickly downfield, set up with another first down. On the move, it's Howard. And this one will be stopped for no gain.
And I can't tell you how much I love seeing corners being willing to come up and tackle. That is so huge for a defense. You can't olay blocks and create space. You can't just hang out on the outside. You got to go set that edge.
And conversely, I can't tell you how much I hate it when receivers don't want to block. You got to do a better job in the perimeter. It's not going to be enough in this offense just to catch passes. You got to go execute your assignment. That corner should have been blocked, and they should have gotten a bigger gain on that outside run.
He's brought down quickly. Minimal gain there. Still a bit short of the first down. The Red Raider crowd rising to the occasion to help its defense on third down. They're going back to the ground. Stop behind the line. He'll lose a yard.
Defense is about firing off, hitting the offensive guys, and staying in your gaps. Everybody knowing where they're supposed to be. You could tell the defense, everyone was right where they're supposed to be, nowhere to run.
On fourth down, trying to find his man. Flushed out of the pocket. Going to try to get it himself. He'll pick up a few before going out of bounds at the 34.
And I love the change in decision-making, right? That was a much better job. Last possession, tried to force it in there, threw the interception. This possession, it's not there. Take off and scramble. Great job. You got enough athletic ability to do that. Big third down conversion by this offense.
They'll go to the ground. He is guided out of bounds, and they'll mark it at the 28.
And winning first downs is a priority for a defense, and you can't get bludgeoned. You can't get physically beat at the point of attack. You know the percentages. It's usually pretty good on first down that they're going to run the football. So then getting that big chunk, getting it second and short, not a good job by this defense.
Give to the running back. Knocked down after a 3-yard gain to the 25.
Man, it's really hard to control the running game if you don't control the line of scrimmage. And how about the defensive line doing a great job attacking those guys up front, not open up lanes to run through. Nice job just nullifying that run altogether.
Alabama comes to the line on third and short. He'll do it himself. Picks up the first down and gets down to avoid contact.
And I feel like the option is a play that this guy can run in his sleep. He's constantly making the right decision, so I love it here. Third down, you're putting it on him to do the right thing. He had to keep the football there. The defense took everybody else away. It was open for him, so he was able to just pick up enough to keep this drive moving and keep the sticks rolling.
Catch in the middle. It's Meadows. They'll get it down to the 10-yard line on that completion.
And I think this receiver's forte is his route running. He's a guy that can line up all over the field, but it's not just catching post routes and goes. This guy can run shallows, he can run slants, he can run the option routes and find soft spots in the defense. This guy really has all the routes in his toolbox.
Just moments ago, Alabama was feeling the shadow of its own goalpost, and now the Tide generating momentum. Alabama comes to the line with first and 10. Wants to throw on first down. He's got it. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Bama.
And I tell you what, that passing touchdown, man, that should spark this whole team. Like, the comeback is more than on now. Like, they got the touchdown. They cut into the lead. You want to get a stop and go into the half, get all the juices, all the excitement, and be like, listen, the passing game's rolling. We got this. The comeback's in full effect.
This will not be returnable as it sails out of the back of the end zone. He'll keep it himself. Good, solid run on that one as he gets it up to the 33-yard line.
I suspect we can see that same exact play. They make it look really easy, running the option down the line of scrimmage, QB making good decisions and keeping them in good second down situations.
Back to pass, it's Hammond. He lets it fly. He's got it. Open spaces. And they finally get him stopped, but it's a big throw and catch, and he's down at the 5.
And that's the dangerous part about this offense, man. They'll get the ball out to a receiver. They can do that. They can make plays after the catch. Hard to bring down, hard to tackle. That's why this offense can be so explosive.
The Red Raiders have it with a 1st and goal. They'll try to get it in with the run. And he was fortunate to get that one back to the line of scrimmage at the 5. No gain on the play. So you get stuffed on 1st down. You had an idea of what you wanted to do on 2nd, but I'm guessing it's back to the drawing board now.
Yeah, you got to figure out who you are and what you are. What's your next best play? Or what is the defense going to do? If they've been aggressive, okay, well, if they've been aggressive, I'm going to throw that deep ball. If they've been sitting back, I might sneak a draw in here.
He'll run it to the middle, looking for the end zone. He pushes it forward all the way to the 2-yard line.
And with the stuff there, Jesse, on 2nd down, this little 3rd to mid-range, you got 2 downs. What are you thinking here?
Maybe getting your quarterback out on the perimeter and giving him a run-pass option. See if you can get the defense in a bind.
Big guy tries to barrel in. Into the house. Touchdown, Red Raiders.
Man, that's the way you execute on offense, man. You keep your foot on the gas, try to make this a 2-score game. You do with that touchdown. This offense executing beautifully. The defense is going to have to find something in the second half to get some stops.
And he tacks on the extra point. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. And it'll come out to the 25. No attempt at a return. The drive starts from their own 25-yard line. Wide receiver comes in motion. Looking to throw on 1st down. And the quarterback is knocked down back at the 13.
Man, a lot of coaches talk about starting the drive positive and the first play that can get you going. The QB just kept backing up and going backwards, and that is not the start to the drive they were looking for.
The Crimson Tide just hoping at least to get some of the yardage back here on 2nd down. Looking downfield very late in the half. Pocket breaking down. Makes a grab for a big play. Gets it to the 42-yard line, and that's a 1st down. They'll use a timeout right before halftime. Maybe time for 1 or 2 more plays. Time dwindling away as they try to put points on the board right before the half. Looking to throw on 1st down. He'll take another shot here. The pass is incomplete, and there are 2 ticks remaining on the clock.
This is going to be a tough situation for the offense here. Late in the 1st half, they're trying to find a way to generate some points before going into the locker room, but the defense is ready for it. So the windows are not going to be very big, especially when when you're trying to attack vertically like they did on that last one, downfield completions are going to be tough to come by.
He's not afraid to go deep. He can haul it in, incomplete. They took a shot, but that's how we'll wrap up the half. That's the end of the second quarter. That means it's time to join Kevin and our halftime update. And the Red Raiders will kick it away to start the second half. The kickoff bounces through the end zone. They'll bring it out to the 25. The Tide offense rolls onto the field. Down 2 possessions to start this third quarter. They'd love to build some early momentum.
You ain't lying, because you only got so many possessions here in the second half, so now you're down. I got to maximize every single one, put your best plays together, start this drive off on a good note.
Yeah, it starts right here. Obviously, you can't get it all back on this drive, but you can create that momentum. You can create something special and some energy, but it's going to start with this offense here executing at a high level.
Try to make up for some of that lost ground on second down. Looking for a crease. It's Hawkins. Defense not budging. He's still able to get 2 to the 29.
And, man, the big fellas up front, they don't get a lot of credit. They don't get talked about a lot unless it's negative, but they're the big component, man. They've got to get some push, to get some running lanes, get this running game going. They're the ones that make it go.
Guns up, and so is the noise. The crowd electric, trying to help Tech on this third down. Here's a heat. And he was drilled just as he released the pass. It's incomplete.
That's a frustrating start for this offense. At halftime, you know you're down. You got to come out. You got to create some energy, some momentum, get this side of the ball cooking, and you go 3 and out, and you punt the football. But now you're going to rely on your defense. You got to get the ball back, string some stops together while we're trying to figure out the offensive side of the football.
Alabama trying to convert this fourth down. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Drop the football, and they'll turn it over on downs. Desperately wanted to keep the ball, but they did not.
Yeah, and down by 2 scores, and I guess you get to the point where you got to say, I'm going to go for it. We got to be aggressive. We got to make this happen. They tried to make it happen. The defense comes up big. Now, it is not looking good.
Direct snap. Oh, he's got some space. Nice pickup on the ground there, and they'll move the sticks with the first down.
Man, coaches talked about they want to get this running back involved early and often and create some momentum, and this is a great way to do it. Early in this football game, ripping off an explosive run, get the juices going, and I bet you he's going to get a few more touches today.
He's going to lose a yard on that one.
Phenomenal job by the defense that time, shutting down the option play. They knew they were going to see this in this game, and all week long in practice, they really focused on this assignment football, making sure the dive, the quarterback, the pitch, all taken away. Nowhere to go with the football that time offensively. The defense coming up with a huge negative play.
Quarterback making adjustments. Knew where he wanted to go with it, but couldn't find his target. It's incomplete. It'll be 3rd and long. Looking for a man. It's Hammond. He's got the tight end. He's there to make the stop, but not before he sets up this offense. 1st and goal from the 7.
And that is a interception on 3rd and long for the offense. I think a lot of people thinking, hey, we're just going to try to get a couple of yards, help our kicker out here to kick a field goal. But instead, they get a massive play, and now all of a sudden they're thinking touchdown here, 1st and goal.
Man, when you go into the half and you're down, like that speech is usually pretty fiery. A lot of words you can't use on television. And so this coaching staff probably challenged their guys, and I like the way they started this second half so far. Physically, flying around, doing a great job stopping it.
Looking for the end zone. Strong, firm tackle.
This shouldn't be a surprise to anybody. If you've got the lead in the 3rd quarter and you want to keep it, you got to bleed the clock. Best way to do that, run the football. And you're now seeing this offense call these run plays back to back. They are trying to be physical, and they're trying to stay on the field.
Oh, he didn't get there, and what a stop against an offense that's been magnificent on 3rd down.
Nice job by the defense. A lot of times offenses want time to mesh that RPO and read it. Nah, the defense got in there so fast, they didn't give him an option. Got the nice tackle for a loss, putting the offense in a worse situation.
Can they finally get in on 4th and goal? The offense changing the play. Looking to throw. Into the end zone. Touchdown, Brad Prater. Grab the short pass to put the 6 on the board.
And I like the decision to go for it. And I think a lot of people probably thinking this close to the goal line, 4th and goal, they're going to power it in. Nice job. They had this play ready. They go with the pass. Nice throw, nice catch. Huge job and huge execution on 4th down.
Fielded in the end zone, it's Miles. He was looking for more running room, but none to be found as he stopped at the 23. Guys, here comes that Alabama offense onto the field. Trailing by 3 touchdowns. If you're going to get back in it, David, the time to start is right now.
Got to start